Is your attire necessary for today's journey?
Listen, Scarlet the Witch, you told me to travel to the further, I needed to sleep. And Mayor Aaron plus giraffe onesie equals sleep.
Okay then, it is now time to begin your travel to the further. Remember why you are traveling, and keep one foot in this world. Do not draw attention to yourself. If they realize you are not one of them, they will come for your physical body in this world. Are you ready?
Oh, sorry, I got a little distracted. Listen, I don't exactly know what I need to be ready for, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to save Co-Mayor Alexa and bring her back home.
Close your eyes, Mayor Aaron. Take a deep breath and relax. With each breath, let the life around you fade into the background. Just listen to the ticking of the metronome. Focus on a spot in the center of your forehead. Feel that spot getting further away as you drift off to sleep. I want you to relax your physical body and let the astral body gain strength. Feel it rising out of your chest.
Well, this was useless, just as I thought. I don't know, this all seems like a giant waste of time. This seems useless. I don't even know if this is gonna work.
Keep your guide, and a steady stride, and into the further you go.
Oh my god, I look adorable sleeping. Okay, let's do this.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart?
Oh, thank goodness it's you, Pantless
Does your
Elvis.
memory stray to the brightest summer day when I kissed you and
Alright, Pantless
called
Elvis,
you
great voice and all, but I'm searching for Co-Mayor
sweetheart?
Alexa. Do you know where she
Do
is?
the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare? Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight?
Alright, well that was...
Mayohausen cannot wait to review. Today's very exciting, very nice, very evil figure review of Danhausen from AEW Unrivaled Series 13.
Whoa, looks just like me.
This figure looks amazing. In fact, all men's figures look amazing. I love men's wrestling figures.
Is that me? Reviewing a men's figure? This further place is sadistic.
Good evening, Mayor Aaron.
Oh god!
Want to help Mayohausen review Danhausen? Oh.
they pointing to? Oh. Okay. Maybe she's in here. Stupid thing.
Mayor Aaron, help.
Come here, Alexa!
Mayor Aaron, please take these restraints off me. That demon is going to pay.
I'm so glad I finally found you. Get these things off. Hey, come here, Alexa. Trishzuzu, where is she? Oh boy. Okay, listen close. You need to get back to your body. It's just up there. You need to get to it before Trishzuzu does. What's wrong?
She's looking right at us.
Okay, come here, Alexa. You need to run. I mean, you need to run, like, right now.
I'm free of my restraints, you demonic bitch. Time to get even.
Come here, Alexa. It's time for you to get to your body, and you got to get to it quick. Alright, come here, Alexa. It's time for you to get to your body, like right now. Listen, I didn't come all this way to not save you. I'll distract Trishzuzu. I'm gonna fight her off the best I can, but you get back to your body. I got this.
Mayor Aaron, I'm sorry for all the pain I caused you. I wish I could take it back. I messed up.
No time to talk, come here, Alexa. Your body's right there. Get to it. I love you. Now, as far as you go, let's dance, poopy pants.
Comer Alexa, is that you? It's me. In all my glory, I found my body. I am back. Yes, welcome back to the physical world. Where is Mayor Aaron? He was right behind me. He was fighting off Trishzuzu so I could make it back. I hope he makes it back to his body before Trishzuzu does.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart?
Oh, 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 oh. Hey y'all, welcome to LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here, and I am back. I have made it back. I found my body, and I am back from the further. And I can't even begin to express or to tell you the things that I've seen or the things that I've experienced. But at the end of the day, the important thing is that I rescued Comer Alexa. For the first time she didn't rescue me, I rescued her. Now, her and I have a lot of repairing and mending to do on our relationship. But I just had to get her out of the grasps of Demon Trishzuzu. And I'm so glad that I did that. And screw that demon. You know what I'm saying? Screw it. But either way, today is Halloween at the time of filming this. It's the last day of JILL-O-WEEN. And I thought, what would be a good video to send out JILL-O-WEEN month? How about a top 5 Alexa Bliss figure video? Now, I'm not choosing this because Comer Alexa is an Alexa Bliss figure. No, because she is a Comer Alexa figure if she asks. But I figured Alexa Bliss has some pretty spooky figures, and I thought today would be a pretty fitting day to count down my personal top 5. So with that being said, let's dive right into the countdown with an honorable mention. So to start the countdown out, I wanted to give an honorable mention to the WWE Funko Pop Vinyl Series 107 Alexa Bliss Chase, released in 2022. Now, I usually don't cover pops. I do collect some of the women's wrestling pops, but I had to talk about this one because this is not only my favorite Funko Pop in my collection, but it is such an iconic and amazing look that they went with from that WrestleMania appearance when she had that black ink or blood running down her face, whatever you want to call it. It was iconic, and I really wish we got it in figure form. Unfortunately, we didn't. I don't know if we ever will, but the fact that they made a Funko Pop of it is pretty freaking awesome. Now, like I said, I don't really consider this an action figure, and that's why I didn't really make the countdown, but I just had to show you this, and of course I had to open this chase up, because this thing looks beautiful. It looks awesome. I love that they gave her that ink running down her face, and I absolutely love the gesture she has with her hands, and then her outfit. So, yeah, this Funko Pop is definitely terrifying and a great display for Halloween or JILL-O-WEEN every year. Out this countdown at number 5, I have WWE Elite Series 97, released in 2022. Now this figure is a bit of a mashup. This face paint along with that hairstyle is from WrestleMania 37 Night 2. However, the attire in itself is from SummerSlam 2021, in which she did have that face paint, but the hair was a different style, and we do see that correct sculpt later on in the Ultimate Edition. However, for this figure is a bit of a mashup. So as I mentioned, this is a little bit inaccurate as far as this attire with that hair sculpt and face paint. But with all that aside, this figure is cool, and it definitely stands out. And I went with a lot of my picks on this countdown. Figures that stand out on display, figures that really pop, and all my sea of women's wrestling figures, the ones that really stand out, the ones that I like the most, and this one definitely stands out, not only because of that real eerie face paint that they gave her, which looks cool, her white contacts there, but also because her attire is really unique. I love how it has the play and pain all over written in silver. And then with the blue accents it pops. The fishnets are cool. They look very realistic. And then obviously what's really awesome is we get her signature Lily doll, which is the first time and the only time that we got this. So this is definitely a must-have. In my opinion, this figure is definitely deserving of a top 5. WWE Basic Series 68B, released in 2016. Now this is her first in the line figure, and this attire is from the June 29th, 2016 episode of NXT from Full Sail University. On this night, Alexa Bliss would defeat Carmella. In my opinion, Alexa Bliss's first in the line figure is one of the best, if not the best, women's wrestling first in the line figures they've ever done. Now, they really nailed it right away. A lot of these women's wrestlers, they struggle for a while and then finally make a good figure, but here, they came out the gates, they came out hot, because this figure is really, really good. And this was released all the way back in 2016. Now, what's important to note is that was before TrueFX face scan technology, and sometimes those faces can look pretty bad, but here, this face looks pretty darn good considering. I think the facial sculpt is cool. I love the expression and the emotion behind it, and even the paint application of the facial features is really good. The hair is also really cool because it goes from blonde, kind of fades down into a pinkish and then a maroon color. That's a nice little detail. And this is the only time that we got this look, this NXT look of Alexa Bliss in this attire. And I just think it looks great. I think it really pops and stands out on the shelf. And if you're an Alexa Bliss collector, you need this figure because not only is it her first, but this attire is just so unique and cool compared to all her other figures. And it really pops and stands out. So yeah, this figure is definitely worthy and deserving of a top 5 spot. At number 3, I have WWE Elite Collection Survivor Series, released in 2018. Now, this attire was worn for promo pics, but has actually never been worn on TV or a premium live event. But the scarlet and gray color scheme is inspired by her hometown Ohio State Buckeyes. Alright, so I absolutely love this Alexa Bliss figure. Now, yes, this is kind of a fantasy attire that there are promo shots of her wearing this, but I believe they tried to do a set of figures. I think Robert Roode might have been one involved in this, where they kind of got the heads up on the attire ahead of the pay-per-view and then released it thinking they would wear it, and it failed miserably. I don't think they'll ever do that again. So she actually, as far as I know, never wore this, or at least she didn't wear it on Survivor Series like she was supposed to. But this attire really stands out and pops, especially on my shelf. I have all all Alexa's figures, and they're all relatively the same, right? The blonde hair, the black attire. Here, we have that scarlet and red attire, and that is kind of a shout out to the Ohio State Buckeyes from Columbus, Ohio, where she's from. And I think that's really cool and unique. And I love when there's a bunch of a wrestler, right? A bunch of figures of a superstar. And they have one that stands out or a couple that stands out. And that's why this one really pops to me. It really does stand out. Now, looking at the face, what I really love about this is one of my favorite scans and sculpts. And my scan's not even printed on exactly perfect. However, this does appear to be the same face sculpt we saw in her first in the line figure, but here we have the TrueFX face scan technology, so it makes it one step better, one step more accurate in my opinion, and I absolutely love it. I think it looks real cool. I love that aggressive heel type facial expression they gave her. I think it looks really, really awesome. Again, she has a little pink tip on her hair, but what really stands out to me is this attire. I just love that silver, scarlet, whatever you want to call it, with the red accents. I think it looks really, really sharp. And on top of that, it comes with the Raw Women's Championship. And this is one of my favorite combos of any figure in my collection. This figure in this attire with this Raw Women's Championship, chef's kiss. WWE, a women's division, Walgreens exclusive Elite, released in 2018. This attire is from SummerSlam 2017, which took place on August 20th from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. On this night, Sasha Banks would defeat Alexa Bliss to become the new Raw Women's Champion. Alright, so I know I just mentioned that I love unique women's wrestling figures. And upon first glance, this looks like a lot of basics and even some elites that she had released. However, when you look at it up close, in my opinion, this is the best goddess representation of Alexa Bliss that we got in figure form. It's kind of the end-all, be-all goddess figure, in my opinion, and I think it's fantastic. And on top of that, it came out in that really cool Walgreens exclusive Women's Division Elite line, which was a really good idea, kind of poor execution. You know, I don't know if Walgreens was the best retailer to have an exclusive for Women's Division Elites, but I really liked it. Wish that line would have kept going. Maybe it'll come back in the future, but either way, that aspect of it alone, being included in that Women's Division Elite line, is really cool. Really good to have that figure MOC. Now, on top of that, moving on to this figure loose, this figure is just fantastic. It comes with the Raw Women's Championship, and even beyond that, as I mentioned at first glance, it doesn't look that special, right? But when you zoom in and you look at the quality of this figure, for example, you look at that face sculpt and face scan, that looks great. I absolutely love it. I love the pigtail hair sculpt she has going on with the white ponytail holders kind of holding that hair. And I love the attire. Now, we do get this attire quite a bit, but I do like the black with the pink accent. And I love the metallic silver details. You know, she had some basic released that was supposed to be silver and it was gray. So it's nice that we get that metallic silver accent on the trim. I think that really makes it pop. And of course, she has her gloves on. So yeah, as I mentioned, this might not be the flashiest Alexa Bliss figure out there. But in my opinion, as far as all of her goddess figures that she had released, and she had quite a few, this one is the end-all be-all. I love this figure so much. Now, this would be easily number one for me, but number one is an unreal figure. And at number one, I have WWE Ultimate Edition Series 12 Alexa Bliss. This attire is from the January 18th, 2021 edition of Raw, where Asuka would step inside Alexa's playground. Later in the night, they would go on to have a match in the main event where Alexa started the match off in this attire. And to nobody's surprise that watches the channel, this figure's number one. Not only is this the best Alexa Bliss figure in my opinion, but this is one of the best, if not the best, women's wrestling figures of all time. Not only that I've ever reviewed, but that I've ever seen. It's just a gorgeous figure. I think it's a spot-on likeness. And the fact that you can make all these different looks of her is really, really fantastic. Now, this is 3 different Ultimate Editions in front of me, and I have another one, MOC. That's how much I love this figure. And I had to display it in all these different looks because you can really pick and choose how you want to display this figure. If you want to choose her in-ring attire, you can go with this. And not only is it a striking attire with that black, but it has that silver metallic accents and those high socks along with the fishnets there. And that head sculpt, this is actually the head sculpt that should have gone with that Elite 97, just to show you. This hair sculpt mold should have been included in that Elite 97, which you can do a head swap and use one of the extra heads that comes with this Ultimate Edition and pop it on that Elite 97 and make it accurate. But that's beyond the matter. Now, what else you can do is you can give kind of the in-ring promo Alexa during this time, or the Alexa's Playground Alexa. Now, I'll cover this first. This is that face sculpt and scan I just showed you, but it has a black t-shirt on, and then this dress, which is a cloth, and it actually fits her really well, which is good. However, it's really hard to get on, really hard to get off, so keep that in mind. I did do a full review of this figure when it came out, so make sure to check that out on the channel. Now, my favorite look, and in my opinion, like the most iconic look that you can put this figure in, is this. This is like the Alexa's Playground Alexa. She's got that beautiful smiling sculpt with those pigtails. She's got the pink bright undershirt with that dress. And then she has her hands under her chin saying play in pain. And I just think that is a striking, like if the figure came out just like this, I think it would be a 10 out of 10, maybe greatest figure of all time. But the fact that you can actually make multiple different Alexa Bliss figures, and I'm saying multiple quality Alexa Bliss figures, makes this the runaway winner. And as I mentioned, this might be the best women's wrestling figure of all time. I can't say enough good about this figure. And the crazy thing is, you can get it on the cheap online. So make sure to run, don't walk, and pick up multiple of these so you can display them like this, because this figure's great, and I just think these look amazing displayed. Alright, so this figure did not make my top 5, and I'm really not a huge fan of it, but I had to show it for a couple reasons. Number 1, a lot of people love this figure, and number 2, it's Halloween. It's the last day of JILL-O-WEEN. And this is Alexa Bliss cosplaying as Harley Quinn. How freaking cool is that we got this in figure form? And there are some cool things I love about this figure. You know, I love how the attire has that metallic blue accent. I think that really pops. I think the hair is cool. I love the 2 different contrasting colored bows. And obviously this puffy skirt unique accessory is an awesome addition and looks great. It's really cool that we get the removable gloves too, which my Alexa Bliss has 2 left hands, everybody, so that's terrifying. I just realized that. But no, it's not in my top 5, mostly because, in my opinion, this face sculpt and scan is wonky. The eyes are too far apart. I really don't think it looks like Alexa Bliss too much. And also, I won't get into it, but the body proportions are kind of wonky too when you're looking at this figure. Like, the sternum is really long. But I think it's a cool figure either way, and I really wanted to show y'all this because, as I mentioned, it is Alexa Bliss as Harley Quinn. What a perfect day to show this figure. And there you have it, my top 5 Alexa Bliss figures in the final video of JILL-O-WEEN 4. Now, anyone that watches the channel probably knows by now that JILL-O-WEEN month, which is the entire month of October, is my favorite month of the year. I absolutely have such a great time making these videos for all of y'all. And even though this year was very scary, I'm glad we accomplished the mission and saved Comer Alexa. But I wanted to give a thank you and send all the love in the world to all of y'all that were a part of this JILL-O-WEEN journey and have been a part of LumberJillville through all of this, because I really try hard to bring a smile to y'all's faces, and I hope I do that. But either way, thanks for stopping by LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here. For a first look at all future women's wrestling figure reviews, make sure to hit subscribe and become an official resident of LJV today. Also, head on over to ringsidecollectibles.com and use coupon code LJV at checkout to save 10% on your next order of women's wrestling figures. Now, very shortly, Ultimate Edition Series 16 Bianca Belair will be on LJV, so that figure review will be up ASAP. Now, have a happy JILL-O-WEEN, a happy Halloween, stay safe, and have a great night, y'all.